Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Another warm day here in the Klein Karoo. So energy levels are still a bit low and my sinuses are so blocked I can barely listen to myself speak. So poor you, but we'll push through together, won't we? Okay, the official launch date of Harry's book has been released. It will be released on the 10th of January 2023. I have also just before I started narrating this video, read the actual press release. So what I'll do is I'll go through this because this, my dear friends, is really juicy. But then afterwards, I'll do another short video where we will discuss the press release. So anyway, now with the release date being official, of course, speculation is now rife. Was it decided on that date because it's Catherine's birthday on the 9th? No, it would have been worse had it been the day before her birthday. As the 10th of January is a Tuesday, I'm more inclined to believe that it was purposefully moved on with a day on Harry's instruction because the Monday is indeed Catherine's birthday. What I do, however, know is why the launch of the book was moved to January. We saw a few headlines stating that Netflix was a little perplexed by the differences between what Harry and Meghan said in the docu-series compared to what Harry and his ghostwriter wrote in the book. However, for financial reasons, neither Netflix nor Penguin were prepared to postpone either the series or the book for a lengthy period of time. So instead, they are putting some time between the one and the other. And I would guess they are hoping that the public will not be too picky or too analytical. However, my dears, here comes the juicy, juicy, juicy part. And this is fresh from the rumor mill. Among the rumor mill, closest to the couple, there had been a story spreading that the last or latest fight between the couple had been far more serious than any of their fights and arguments before. According to someone who witnessed part of it, it wasn't like their previous fights. It wasn't loud and aggressive. It was low-key and serious. For the past 2 weeks or so, Harry had been rather scarce. We saw Meghan going shopping, and we know she had been busy recording the last 6 episodes of her podcast. But where was old Harry? Well, we also know that Harry was in San Francisco for the Masters of Scale Summit. But according to the rumor mill, Harry had left a few days before the summit and is in no hurry to get back home. It had also been put out there that Harry will not accompany Meghan to Indianapolis on the 29th of November because her PR thinks it will be too distracting. When I mentioned this to someone, she laughed so hard she got a crumb stuck in her throat and coughed for a few minutes before she could speak again. When she could speak again, her first words were, "Bookie, bookie, bookie, use your brain." Meghan accompanied Harry to Invictus. She accompanied him to his United Nations speech. He accompanied her to the One Young World Summit, and he really did not have to. He could have gone to visit his granny, he could have gone for a drink with a pal, He could even have stayed home and watched television, but he was dragged along. So now, all of a sudden, he is too much of a distraction? Really? Yes, it is ultimately a women's event, but remember, Harry is a feminist. In the continuance of this story, I'm going to use the word rumor mill instead of a source because I got some of it from one person, some of it from someone else, and so forth and so forth. Anyway, so according to the rumor mill, the drama started once the two of them landed back in the United States after the Queen's funeral. The atmosphere was so thick and accusations flew back and forth, but for the first time in a very, very long time, Harry held the trump card for which Meghan had little to no comeback. And that trump card was, of course, the fact that she was the reason he missed the flight with William and the others when the Queen was dying, and the ensuing animosity as result thereof. According to the rumour mill, Meghan tried her gaslighting techniques to place some of the blame on Harry, but this time it did not work. Harry had his say and turned his back on her arguments. However, peace, or at least peace and quiet, had barely been restored when they had to face the real world and their commitments again. Meghan felt that they had to do some editing to the series and the book to include the Queen's funeral, and everyone agreed. Netflix agreed, Penguin agreed, and Harry agreed. According to all of them, it was a fitting ending to the series and the book. And Harry felt it was a way to acknowledge his grandmother. So, all's well that ends well, right? If only it ended there. Once this edit was agreed on, Meghan wanted to make other changes and edits, and that was where the trouble started. Nobody was happy about that. Netflix wasn't happy, Penguin wasn't happy, Harry's ghostwriter Moeringer wasn't happy, and Harry wasn't happy. And all, of course, for their own reason. Now make no mistake, both Netflix and Penguin had received legal warnings, but Netflix and Penguin both have their own lawyers. So as far as the Crown is concerned, Netflix had relented and had now placed a disclaimer stating that the series is indeed fiction based on real life. In The Crown, you have dramatized events played out by actors. So if anything gets lost in translation or is being slightly over-dramatized, they have that to fall back on. Or, on the odd chance that there may be legal action, they can use that as a defense. But in the docu-series and book with Harry and Meghan, that all falls by the wayside. Because in the series and the book, we are talking about words coming out of the mouths of the real Prince Harry and his wife. There may be direction, as in sit here, stand there, or move there because the light is bad, and so forth. But there is no script. Netflix did not tell them what to say or when to say what. And the same goes for the book. Meghan can say what she wants to now. Try and place the blame on Liz Garbus. They may be contractually forced to continue and complete the series and the book, and they may have received some suggestions, but no one, Liz Carbus and Moringer included, told them what to say. So you can bet your bottom dollar that Netflix and Penguin's lawyers assured them that they are in the clear on this one. Nobody, not even a king or his monarchy, can hold Netflix or Penguin responsible for what came directly from Meghan and Harry. Anyway, I digress. So it was during this back and forth that certain element started smelling a rat. And that is how and why the discrepancies between the series and the book was discovered. And that, my dear friends, according to the rumor mill, is what finally led to where Harry and Meghan find themselves now. The story goes that the couple was confronted by a Netflix high up, and that is how Harry discovered something about his wife. And yes, my dear friends, he may have realized it before. It may have been eating away at him little by little. But according to the rumor mill, it was the coup de grace, the cherry on top, and the penny had finally dropped for Harry, and he is sick and tired of being embarrassed by his wife. So let's take that rumor mill and turn it a little and continue the story from another cog in the wheel's perspective. Remember the Oprah interview when Meghan told Oprah about someone talking about her baby's skin color while she was pregnant. And then Harry came on and said it happened before the wedding. Remember that? Remember when Meghan came out and told Oprah about the wedding before the wedding? And remember Harry's reaction? He sat there not knowing what to say or do. He looked so uncomfortable. And apparently he was. According to this cog, Harry did confront Meghan with all the inaccuracies afterwards. But of course, he could not jump up while the filming was happening, could not jump up in front of Oprah and the crew and call Meghan out or call her a liar in front of everybody. At that point, he would not have done anything to embarrass her like that. During their arguments afterwards, Meghan apparently also convinced him that she just tried to make their love story more interesting and more romantic, and so on and so forth. At that stage, Harry sort of accepted it and moved on. But as we all also know, it wasn't the first time. And unfortunately for Harry, not the last time Meghan did that. And he had warned Meghan not to do the same thing ever again. But does Meghan ever listen to anyone? No. Can Meghan help herself? In my opinion, no. She is a narcissistic psychopath and pathological liar. We know she lied in her first podcast with Serena Williams about the fire in Archie's room. We know she lied about the Korean spa visits with Doria. We know she lied about being 43% Nigerian. And we know she told a number of lies in between. Obvious ones, traceable ones, but we also know that Harry had sort of distanced himself from these podcasts early on. And Meghan had to come up with this particular concept and do it by herself. So, in a way, Harry put his head in the sand as far as these podcasts are concerned. A matter of hear no evil, see no evil kind of attitude. But when they were confronted with the discrepancies between what was said in the book and what was said in the docu-series, he allegedly or apparently blew up. He was apparently close to popping a vein and or having a heart attack. Apparently, Meghan is a very good record keeper and had tried reminding Harry about the times he himself had not been 100% truthful. But apparently, Harry is deaf, dumb, and blind to Meghan's pleas and arguments. Apparently, it is more Meghan than Harry who is responsible for the varying recollections in the docu-series, and Harry is not falling for the recollections may vary crap. He is bold-facedly accusing Meghan of lying and making him look like an idiot. According to the rumor mill, if Harry was not so ticked off with his family, if it wasn't for the kid, yes, the cog said kid, but maybe she had just misspoken. Anyway, so apparently if it wasn't that he was so upset with his family, if it wasn't for the kid and a few other things, he would not have dragged his feet in San Francisco, but would have been on a plane to the back end of nowhere already. Another cog in the wheel told me that ultimately Harry does like or even prefer living in the United States. He prefers the weather, he likes a more relaxed atmosphere, and so on. But he is now utterly sick and tired of Meghan's constant scheming, conniving, and lying. According to yet another cog in the rumor mill's husband, Harry's list of grievances are long. Apparently, he actually told a group of men, although light-heartedly, that it is the constant moaning and complaining that gets to him. If the phone doesn't ring, she is complaining that people are not getting back to her. And when it does ring, she complains that she is too busy and they are bothering her. She complains about staff all day and every day. Nothing is ever good enough. Harry is also complaining about her spending, and the list goes on and on and on. According to the husband, Harry is in desperate need of a boys-only fishing trip as the man is mightily ticked off. So guys and girls, today's video is put together from email and DMs received from a number of people. So somewhere I might have left something out, but this is the general gist of it. And no wonder old Has had been looking so haggard, depressed and angry. I asked the one person whether she thinks there will be a divorce soon, and she said she did not know, but in her opinion, it is closer than ever before. Being at a certain event, they even witnessed Harry flirting with a female polo player who was recently divorced. She said that her and her group of friends will likely find out sooner or later if something like that comes up. But for now, there are no definite stories or things pointing in that direction except for them speculating about it. But she said they are not speculating about if, but only about when. Okay, guys and girls, so that is it for the gossip for today. I will try and come back on the press release of Harry's book, and we'll talk about that and the cover and all the other things. So until then, take good care of yourselves. Bye.